everybody. I am finally finished setting up our course for distance learning. Well, I'm halfway there. I've managed to get us through the next 2 weeks. But now that we're moving completely online for the rest of the semester, I still have some work ahead of me, but don't worry, it'll get done. I wanted to take some time to make a quick video just to talk to you guys and explain how we're going to operate for the rest of the semester. Essentially, we're going to do everything online via D2L and TCU Box. If you guys have never used TCU Box, it's basically like Dropbox if you've ever used that. It's a way for us to share large files like movie files or things like that. So if you've never accessed it, just go to TCU Box. Just type that into a browser and you should be able to access TCU's page, and you can sign in with your credentials like for D2L and stuff like that. Let me start with what I think is probably the most important point that I need to make right now. For every single assignment that we do from here through the rest of the semester, we're going to be using our smartphones and a few apps. I think everybody has an Apple iPhone and a Mac computer. If you don't have an Apple product, that's okay, but I need to know ASAP so that I can make some accommodations and adjustments for you, because the majority of the stuff that we're using is specifically for Apple products. Again, if you don't have access to those, don't worry about it. Just let me know what you do have, so that I can make adjustments and accommodations. If your internet is slow where you are, I also need to know about that. It's really important that you communicate what your abilities are technologically, because otherwise it could affect your ability to do an assignment, and therefore it'll affect your grade. And telling me about these issues or limitations at the end of the semester isn't gonna do you any good. I don't know how much there's gonna be for me to do for you if you at the end of the semester you're like, oh, I had slow internet all semester long. Well, why didn't you tell me is what I'm gonna say ahead of time. So please make sure that you communicate that immediately. Let's talk about schedule changes because of the extra week of spring break. I'm reading some notes to help me get through this. Because of the extra week of spring break, I've updated and moved the lessons around for the next 2 weeks. The changes were updated on the course syllabus and on the schedule. You can find that on D2L. Just go to the content tab and then click on the syllabus module. Both will be updated there. I've also put these changes on the announcements tab. So you should be able, oh my gosh, can you see my dog? Lady, say hello, Mama. And say hi. Okay, maybe she'll make some guest appearances throughout the semester. Again, I've uploaded the changes to the schedule in a separate announcements tab. It's called Schedule Changes Updated. These really only cover the 2 weeks that we're doing distance learning. The next 2 weeks, I'll keep making changes as we move through the next few weeks, and for the rest of the semester. Let's talk about readings. I uploaded all of the readings that you're gonna need for this class. There's a tab under content on D2L, and it's called Required Readings for Distance Learning. You're gonna find everything that you need from the textbook that I normally would have required you to read. I basically scanned everything and uploaded it. Every lecture is gonna have a slide or slides with narration to basically mimic our in-person class. The difference is that it's not going to be live and it's not going to allow for actual in-person discussion. The reason I'm doing that is because we're all kind of spread out over different time zones, and where we live, there's different internet speeds and connectivity that we might run into some issues. So using Zoom as a way for us to have a live class, I just don't think is reasonable, a reasonable expectation. I want to make this as easy for you and as easy for me as possible. So we're just going to do narrated lectures. I'm going to post those, I'll post those under content just like I do for every other lecture. So the ones for the next 2 weeks are week 11 and 12, and then I'll keep going from there. Because we are not live and because we're not in person, and to make sure that everybody is actually engaging and watching the lectures, there's going to be a discussion thread that you have to participate in. you can see, or there will be something that you have to participate in. It might be a discussion, it might be a checklist, it might be a survey. Basically, just look at the schedule and it'll tell you what you need to complete for that day. So to access the discussion or the survey or the checklist, you go to the activities tab and click on the one that you need. I'll pose a question or a topic of discussion and then you respond just like you would in class. It's pretty informal. Everybody has to participate if you want credit or attendance for that day. I'll post the question at midnight and then you have until the next day, the end of the next day to answer. So for example, I'll post a question on March 24th at 12 a.m. You have to answer by the 25th at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. If you're not familiar with time zones, let me help you out. The East Coast is an hour ahead. They are on Eastern Standard Time. Texas, where I am, is Central Time. The West Coast, so like California, you guys are on Pacific Standard Time. You're 2 hours behind. So that's why, because you guys are the furthest behind, and we have a lot of people from California, we're gonna go ahead and just go by y'all's time zone. So 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. If you need help figuring out hours and times, just let me know. You won't be allowed to participate in that discussion or that survey or that checklist until you've actually viewed the lesson for the day. D2L locks it, and then once you've watched the lecture, it'll unlock it for you and then you can participate. We still have 2 quizzes left in the class, and just like normal, I'll give you a study guide for you to review. And then on the day that you're supposed to take the quiz, you have all day to take it. You can take it in the morning, you can take it at night, in the afternoon. Once you start the quiz though, your computer is essentially on lockdown. You won't be able to access other web pages, no other programs, no email, no microphone, camera, etc. Once you submit your answers though, D2L is gonna unlock the computer for you to use as normal. Just go to the activities tab and then click on quizzes to access it. 2 more points. A lot of you guys asked about P5, the photo assignment, the photo story assignment. We worked on that before break, and then we were going to finish it up this week after break. But because of our situation, I've just decided to go ahead and drop that assignment altogether. If you'd still like to do one, it's totally fine and up to you. I'll take it as extra credit. If you want to do it and you don't have equipment, you can use your cell phone. And I'll take that at the end of the semester as extra credit. My last point for you is office hours. I'm going to host office hours during our regular class time at Texas time in the virtual classroom. To access the virtual classroom, you just go to the People tab, click on the virtual classroom, and then you'll see an active meeting for every single day for you to join. If you can't join at that time because it's just not working for your schedule or there's technological limitations, just let me know. We can always chat via email or phone or text. You guys should have my cell phone number at the top of the syllabus, and I'm also posting it below here. And then if you don't feel comfortable calling my cell phone, it's no big deal. You can call my office, and all of my calls from my office phone are going to be forwarded to my email or to my cell phone. So I'll have access to it. I'll have it on me at all times, and you guys can have access to me as well. So that's pretty much all I have for you. If you guys have any questions or concerns, just let me know. Please don't hesitate to reach out. There's no stupid or silly question. It's a really weird time and we're kind of going through some uncharted territory here. It's likely that we're both going to make mistakes. I might mess some stuff up on D2L and you guys might mess up, turning things in. I don't know. Just know that we're going to work through it all together. This is something that we've never done before. I've never done distance learning before, so having to put all of this together, thankfully we already do a lot on D2L. So the transition wasn't difficult, but it is a lot of work just getting things set up. So just be patient with me. I'll be patient with you. You guys know I'm really fair when it comes to things like that. So keep safe, practice social distancing, practice good hygiene, and I will see you guys hopefully in the virtual classroom.